conversation at the information desk in the library.
Hi, can I help you?
Where do I go, besides the computers, to look for books on New Zealand?
Okay, you mean you don't want to use the computer?
Well, I haven't had any luck on the computers here.
Okay. I mean, the reason I'm asking is you pretty much have to go to the computer to find out where a book is. But I can help you find it on the computer if you like.
That would be great. I just spent half an hour and I couldn't find anything.
I know how you feel. When I first started working here, I couldn't find anything either. So you're looking for information on New Zealand, is that right?
Yes.
Is it like travel information that you're looking for?
No, actually what I'm looking for is information on a volcano in New Zealand.
Oh, okay. Because I know a travel agency that specializes in tours to New Zealand and Australia.
Oh, I'd love to go. I've heard it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Maybe someday.
Yep. Okay, let's see. Okay. If you want to search the library holdings and don't know the author's name or the exact title of the book or an article, you have to set up a keyword search. It's a special function. Then you can just type in some keywords and let the computer do the search.
I see.
Okay, well, how about if we search for volcanoes and New Zealand?
Sounds good.
Is this for geology class?
Mm-hmm.
Ha! You must be in Professor Simpson's class.
No.
Oh. Well, he's a volcano expert, so I thought he might be teaching your class.
No, I've heard he's really good, though.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. Do you know the name of the volcano?
Mount Ruapehu.
Can you spell that?
Sure. It's R-U-A-P-E-H-U.
Okay. Mount Ruapehu. Let's see. So, are you a geology major?
Hardly.
Let me guess. You have to take a science course and you don't want to have to deal with biology, chemistry, or physics.
Exactly. But it's actually turned out to be a pretty interesting class.
Well, that's good. Now, does it have to be a book, or could you use a journal article?
No, either one would be fine.
Okay, well, here's a journal article. Let me check to see if we have it. Okay, we have the article, but it's from 2001. Is that okay, do you think?
Well, I'd like to have a look at it. The focus is really on eruptions in the last 5 years, but it might have some useful background material.
Okay, well, let's see what else we can find.
Sounds good.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a bookstore employee.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, I need to sell back a textbook. Are you the person I speak to about that?
I am, but we can't buy textbooks back just yet because the bookstore's buyback period isn't until next Thursday.
I thought it started this week.
It's only in the last week of the semester after classes are over.
Oh, well, can you tell me if this book will be on the buyback list?
I can look, but we're still putting the list together. Professors have to tell us what books they'll definitely need again next semester, and the deadline for them to let us know isn't for a couple of days. So the list I have here is not really complete. What class was the book for?
Intro to Economics with Professor Murphy.
Professor Murphy. Okay. I checked earlier, and I know she hasn't gotten back to us on that class yet, so we don't know if she'll use the same book next time. Usually, if an updated edition of a textbook is available, professors will go for that one.
So if this book doesn't end up on the buyback list, what can I do? I spent over $100 for it, and I want to get something back.
Well, if a professor didn't assign it for a class here, we could buy it back for a wholesaler who would distribute it for sale at another university bookstore.
Okay.
Anyway, if Professor Murphy does put it on the list, it's important that you come in as early as possible next Thursday. There's only a limited number of books we would buy back. Once we get the number of books we'd need for next semester, we would stop buying them.
Okay, so how much money will I get for the book?
Well, if it's on the buyback list, we'll pay 50% of what the new price was. But that also depends on what condition the book is in, so it needs to be cleaned up as much as possible.
Cleaned up?
Because used books show wear and tear, water stains, scruffy covers, yellow highlighting. You really need to make sure there are no pencil marks on the book. The price you can get for a text depends on the shape it's in.
You mean I have to erase all the pencil marks?
If you want the best price for it.
And what if you decide the book's too beat up and don't buy it back?
That does happen. Well, One more thing you can try is to place an ad in the student newspaper to see if you can sell it directly to another student.
Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee in the university library.
Ready to check out?
Just about. Before I do, though, this book on early navigation, I've been using this book quite a bit for a research project, and I'd like to own it, actually. And, well, it's an old book, and there were 2 copies on the shelf just now, so I was wondering if I could buy one. I was talking to this guy the other day, and he said the library sold books on occasion. Is that right?
He's probably talking about our annual book sale. We have one every spring.
Okay. How do you decide which books to sell? Are they duplicates?
A lot are duplicates. If we have more than one copy of a title and it hasn't been checked out in a few years, in that case it might end up at the sale.
I've actually tried to find this book online, but no luck so far. I was really hoping to buy it.
Well, that particular book, well, it probably won't be up for sale this year. Most of the books in the sale come from off-site storage.
Off-site storage?
That's where we keep books that haven't been used for several years. They're still in the catalog, which means they can be checked out if you fill out a form. It takes maybe a day or 2 to retrieve one of them.
I see.
And then, before we decide to include a book in the sale, we review its circulation history again, which can take a while. We've got a lot of books in storage.
So it's basically the unpopular books that get put up for sale then?
Well, that. Plus, the main thing is to make sure students have access to the information in the books. A lot of them are available in electronic format these days, even the really old ones. You know, they've been preserved that way.
So most of the books for sale are older books?
Well, we get book donations too, and lots of those are new. Again, a librarian reviews them and decides whether to catalog them or put them up for sale.
Is the sale open to the public?
On the second day, it's a 2-day sale. The first day is for students, faculty, and staff, though, which is great. We usually need about 20 volunteers for the sale, and, well, if you volunteer, you get first shot at everything in advance.
Really? What do volunteers have to do?
You help sort the books and set up the tables, but keep in mind, those positions fill up quickly. Now, about this particular book. It wouldn't hurt to send a formal request to the collection department. They might be able to let you know if it'd be up for sale.
I'll do that. Thanks.
Conversation between a student and a librarian.
Hi. I need to get into special collections, in particular the British literature. I was working with some of the William Blake books.
Well, then you must know that access is restricted.
I was in a seminar with Professor Gray, and she authorized access for us.
Oh, if that's the case, let me check. Right, yeah, but it looks like that expired at the end of last semester.
But I really need to get back in there. See, I didn't quite finish my project.
Aha, the plot thickens. Well, it's easy enough. Have Professor Gray authorize you again. You see, these editions are rare and shouldn't be handled more than necessary. Can you work from later editions or microfilm?
Not really. Actually, my project, well, it involves some annotations in the particular edition here. They haven't been reproduced because they're really not part of the text. You know, they generally clean them up. They're quite hard to see.
Well, often the characteristics of the manuscripts have been recorded. These types of extraneous markings might also be noted.
I don't think they are. They're very faint, and, well, I think I have a new angle on them. There was a study once a long time ago about these notes that everybody else has since taken for granted without checking for themselves. I think there might have been a mistake in the past, that they were misread.
So, get Professor Gray.
She's away this semester. I had to beg her to give me extra time on this project. I haven't even received a grade in the class yet, and this class is a prerequisite for other classes in my major. I really need to see those books so I can finish up this project and get back on course to graduate on time.
Everybody has special circumstances.
2 hours? 1 hour? I promise to be careful. I just need to look at a few pages with a strong magnifying glass.
Well, I can't let you in without authorization from your professor. Can you get in touch with her somehow?
Maybe she's checking her email. I really thought I'd be able to straighten this out without her. You know, she did me a huge favor by giving me the extra time. I feel like I'm skating on thin ice with her.
You know, you were lucky to have had permission to look at the books last semester. If we don't maintain our policies, they'll disintegrate.
I know. Would an email from her or a phone call be good enough?
Of course.
What are the between a student and a librarian?
Hi, can I help you?
I hope so.
Okay.
I need to find an article in a journal called Contemporary Research in Linguistics, and I've looked all over the stacks for it, but I can't find it anywhere. Could you look to see if it's been checked out?
Okay, that may not be the problem.
But I just checked the computer catalog over there, and it's listed there, and it says it's available.
When you looked up the book locator number, did you see the letters LAN?
Oh, okay, yeah, I saw that, but I didn't know what it meant.
Well, that means it's in the language department library. We don't have it here.
Oh.
Yes, the university actually has 9 libraries, so you always have to check the library code when you're looking for a book.
Oh, okay. But it is available, but not in this library?
Right. But we do have a number of other linguistics journals here.
No, I need this one specifically. This article's mentioned in a bunch of other articles I've already read, and I wanted to have a look at the original. This one. You know, in case there's more stuff I could use in my paper.
Okay. Well, all the university libraries share their resources, so if you like, I could call the language department library and ask them to send it over, and we'd have it for you here, day after tomorrow around noon.
Oh, I appreciate that, but I can't wait that long. I need this article for a paper I'm writing that's due the day after tomorrow. Could you tell me where the language department library is?
Sure. It's on the other campus in the basement of Pearson Hall, across from the listening lab. But I doubt you'll be able to make it over there in time today.
No, especially since I don't have a car. But my sister does, and I'm pretty sure she'd let me borrow it. If I go over there first thing tomorrow morning, will I be able to check it out right away?
I don't see why not. Just make sure you have your student ID with you.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a university administrator.
Hi, I'm Robert West. We had an appointment.
You're here about your graduation form, right? I'm about to print it out.
Oh, good. Thanks. I was kind of wondering what it's all about. I mean, I've completed more than enough coursework to graduate.
Oh, this is strictly routine. Of course, you have to finish your coursework, but this form is just an administrative checklist. It's our way of making sure you don't have any unfinished university business, like unpaid tuition bills or lab fees, that sort of thing.
Well, I do have an outstanding student loan, but I was told that I don't have to start paying that off yet, not till I get a job. I do have a job interview tomorrow.
Well, good luck with it. But no, your loan's not at issue here. Let's see. The only problem I see is, what's this fine for? An overdue CD that you borrowed from the music library?
Really? I checked that out like 3 months ago, but it wasn't really for me.
Oh, you checked it out for a friend.
No, for a faculty member, actually. We needed the music for a play we produced. Professor Williams was our director, and I was in the show. Anyway, he had asked me to borrow the recording from the library.
Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you didn't return it.
Well, he ended up with it. He said he'd return it, and I just assumed that was that, because I never heard anything from the library.
Well, that's odd. Usually they send you a notice.
Yeah. Oh, but I did recently move to a new apartment. Maybe they did send something.
Okay, well, this should have been done in a timely manner, but as they say, better late than never. If you return the CD now, you'll get away with just a late fine, which is a lot less than the fee to replace it.
Yeah, but it's totally not my fault. So now I have to track down the CD to avoid having to pay this replacement fee?
Well, yes. I mean, it sounds like there was some kind of a mix-up, but the burden's still on you to settle your library account. It might be that their records are wrong, so first I suggest you go there and make sure. And then you might have to go talk to Professor Williams.
I guess I have no choice.
Don't worry too much. These things always get sorted out.
Yeah, you're right. It's no big thing. I should be more worried about my job interview than about this.
And when it's all worked out, come back here for your paperwork.
Listen to a conversation between... Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a librarian.
Hi. I really hope you can help me.
That's why I'm here. What can I do for you?
I'm supposed to do a literature review for my psychology course, but I'm having a hard time finding articles. I don't even know where to start looking.
You said this is for your psychology course, right? So your focus is on...
Dream interpretation.
Well, you have a focus, so that's already a good start. Well, there are a few things... Oh, wait. Have you checked to see if your professor put any materials for you to look at on reserve?
That's one thing I did know to do. I just copied an article, but I still need 3 more on my topic from 3 different journals.
Let's get you going on looking for those, then. We have printed versions of 20 or so psychology journals in the reference section. These are ones published within the last year. Now that I think about it, there's a journal named Sleep and Dreams.
Oh, yeah. The article I just copied is from that journal, so I've got to look in other sources.
Okay. Actually, most of our material is available electronically now. You can access psychology databases or electronic journals and articles through the library's computers. And if you wanted to search by title with the word dream, for example, just type it in and all the articles with dream in the title will come up on the screen.
Cool. That's great. Too bad I can't do this from home.
But you can. All of the library's databases and electronic sources can be accessed through any computer connected to the university network.
Really? I can't believe I didn't know that. It still sounds like it's going to take a while, though, going through all of that information, all of those sources.
Maybe. But you already narrowed your search down to articles on dream interpretation, so it shouldn't be too bad. And you probably noticed that there's an abstract or summary at the top of the first page of the article you copied. When you go into the databases and electronic sources, you have the option to display the abstracts on the computer screen. Skimming those to decide whether or not you want to read the whole article should cut down some time.
Right, abstracts. They will definitely make the project more doable. I guess I should try out the electronic search while I'm still here then, just in case.
Sure. That computer's free over there, and I'll be here till 5 this afternoon.
Thanks. I feel a lot better about this assignment now.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a librarian.
Hi, I'm new here. I couldn't come to the student orientation, and I'm wondering if you can give me a few quick pointers about the library. I'd really appreciate it.
Sure, I'd be glad to. What's your major area of study?
Latin American literature.
Okay. Well, over here's the section where we have language, literature, and the arts. And if you go downstairs, you'll find the history section. Generally, the students who concentrate in Latin American literature find themselves researching in the history section a lot.
You're right. I'm a transfer student. I've already done a year at another university, so I know how the research can go. I spent a lot of time in the history section. So, how long can I borrow books for?
Our loan period is a month. Oh, I should also mention that we have an interlibrary loan service. If you need to get hold of a book that's not in our library, there's a truck that runs between our library and a few other public and university libraries in this area. It comes around 3 times a week.
Hey, that's great. At my last school, it could take a really long time to get the materials I needed, so when I had a project, I had to make a plan way in advance. This sounds much faster. Another thing I was wondering is there a place where I can bring my computer and hook it up?
Sure. There's a whole area here on the main floor where you can bring a laptop and plug it in for power. But on top of that, we also have a connection for the internet at every seat.
Nice. So I can do all the research I need to do right here in the library. I'll have all the resources, all the books and information I need right here in one place.
Yep, that's the idea. I'm sure you'll need photocopiers too. They're down the hallway to your left. We have a system where you have to use a copy card, so you'll need to buy a card from the front desk. You insert it into the machine and you're ready to make copies.
How much do you guys charge?
7 cents a copy.
Oh, that's not too bad. Thanks. Where's the collection of rare books?
Rare books are up on the 2nd floor. They're in a separate room where the temperature's controlled, to preserve the old paper in them. You need to get special permission to access them, and then you have to wear gloves to handle them, because the oils in our hands, can destroy the paper, and gloves prevent that, so we have a basket of gloves in the room.
Okay, thanks. I suppose that's all I need to know. You've been very helpful. Thanks.
Anytime. Bye.
Bye.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a library employee.
Excuse me, can you help me with something?
I'll do my best. What do you need?
Well, I received a letter in my mailbox saying that I'm supposed to return a book that I checked out back in January. It's called Modern Social Problems. But because I'm writing my senior thesis, I'm supposed to be able to keep the book all semester.
So, you signed up for extended borrowing privileges?
Yeah.
But we're still asking you to bring the book back?
Uh-huh.
Well, let me take a look and see what the computer says. The title was Modern Social Problems?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. It's been recalled. You can keep it all semester as long as no one else requests it, but someone else has. It looks like one of the professors in the sociology department has requested it, so you have to bring it back even though you've got extended borrowing privileges. You can check out the book again when it's returned in a couple of weeks.
But I really need this book right now.
Do you need all of it, or is there a certain section or chapter you're working with?
I guess there's one particular chapter I've been using lately for a section of my thesis. Why?
Well, you can photocopy up to one chapter of the book. Why don't you do that for the chapter you're working on right now, and by the time you need the rest of the book, maybe it'll have been returned. We can even do the photocopying for you because of the circumstances.
Oh, well, that would be great.
I see you've got some books there. Is that the one you were asked to return?
No. I left it in my dorm room. These are books I need to check out today. Is it okay if I bring that one by in a couple of days?
Actually, you need to return it today. That is, if you want to check out those books today. That's our policy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that. In fact, every semester we get a few students who've had their borrowing privileges suspended completely because they haven't returned books. They're allowed to use books only in the library. They're not allowed to check anything out because of unreturned books.
That's not good. I guess I should head back down to the dorm right now then.
But before you go, what you should do is fill out a form requesting the book back in 2 weeks. You don't want to waste any time getting it back.
Thanks a lot. Now I don't feel quite so bad about having to return the book.
Listen to a conversation between a student and an employee in the university bookstore.
Hi, I bought this book at the beginning of the semester, but something's come up and I'd like to return it.
Well, for a full refund, store policy is that you have to return merchandise 2 weeks from the time it was purchased. But for assigned textbooks or anything having to do with specific courses... Wait, was it for a specific course?
Yeah, but actually...
Well, for course books, the deadline is 4 weeks after the beginning of the semester. So for this fall semester, the deadline was October 1st.
Ouch. Then I missed it. But why October 1st?
I guess the reasoning is that by October 1st, the semester is in full gear, and everyone kind of knows what courses they'll be taking that semester.
I get it. So it's mainly for people who decide to withdraw from, to change to new courses early on.
Exactly. The books have to be in perfect condition, of course. They can't be marked up or look used in any way. For the full refund, I mean.
Well, but see, my situation is a little different. I hoped you might be able to make an exception.
Well, the policies are generally pretty rigid, and the semester is almost over.
Okay, here's what happened. I think my professor really miscalculated. Anyway, the syllabus was way too ambitious in my opinion. There are only 2 weeks of classes left in the semester, and there are like 6 books on the syllabus that we haven't even touched.
I see. So you were hoping to return this one?
Yeah, the professor already announced that we won't be reading this one by Jane Bowles, and all the others I bought used.
Jane Bowles? Which book of hers?
It's called Two Serious Ladies.
Oh, but you should keep that one. Are you interested in literature?
Well, I am an English major.
You're lucky to have a professor who includes a lesser-known writer like her on the syllabus. You know, not the usual authors we've all read.
So you really think
I do, and especially if you're into literature.
Well, this I wasn't expecting. I mean, wow.
I hope you don't think I'm being too pushy. If you prefer, you can return the book and arrange for a store credit. You don't qualify for a refund. Policy is policy, after all. But you can make an exchange, and you can use the credit for your books for next semester. The credit carries over from one semester to the next.
Well, that's good to know, but now I'm really intrigued. I guess that just because we ran out of time to read this book in class doesn't mean that I can't read it on my own time. You know, I think I'll give it a try.
Listen to a conversation between a student and the language lab manager.
Hi. I'm not sure, but, is this the Carter Language Lab?
Yes, it is. How can I help you?
I'm taking first-year Spanish this semester. Our professor says we need to come here to view a series of videos. I think it's called Spanish Working on Your Accent.
Yes, we have that. They're on the wall behind you.
Okay, so I can just can I take the whole series home? I think there are 3 of them.
I guess you haven't been here before.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, you have to watch the videos here. You need to sign in to reserve an open room and sign out the video you need. Just start with the first one in the series. Each video is half an hour long.
So it's a video library, basically?
Yes, but unlike the library, you can't take any videos out of the lab.
Okay, so how long can I use a video room for?
You can sign up for 2 hours at a time.
Oh, good. So I can watch more than one video when I come up here. Is the lab pretty busy all the time?
Well, rooms are usually full right after dinner time, but you can sign up the day before to reserve a room if you want.
The day before. But I can just stop in, too, to see if there's any rooms open, right?
Sure. Stop in any time.
What about copies of the videos? Is there just one copy of each in the series? I don't want to miss out if everyone comes in at once.
Oh, no. We have several copies of each tape in the Spanish Accent series. We usually have multiple copies of everything for each video collection.
Super. So, how many rooms are there total in the lab?
20. They're pretty small, so we normally get one person or no more than a small group of people in there watching a video together. Actually, someone else from your class just came in and took the first Spanish video in to watch. You could probably run in there and watch it with him. Of course, you're welcome to have your own room, but sometimes students like to watch with a classmate so they can review the material with each other afterwards. For example, if there was some content they didn't really understand.
I guess I'd prefer my own room. I concentrate better by myself, and I don't want to miss anything, And he's probably already started watching it.
No problem. We've got a lot of rooms open right now. When you come in, you sign your name on the list and are assigned a room number. Or if you call in advance, the attendant will tell you your room number. If you forget, just come in and take a look at the list. The videos are over there.
Great. Thanks.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a library employee.
Hi, I'm looking for this book, The American Judicial System, and I can't seem to find it anywhere. I need to read a chapter for my political science class.
Let me check in the computer. Doesn't seem to be checked out, and it's not on reserve. You've checked the shelves, I assume.
Yeah, I even checked other shelves and tables next to where the book should be.
Well, it's still here in the library, so people must be using it. This seems to be a very popular book tonight. We show 6 copies, none are checked out, and yet you didn't even find one copy on the shelves. Is it a big class?
Maybe about 75?
Well, you should ask your professor to put some of the copies on reserve. You know about the reserve system, right?
I know that you have to read reserve books in the library and that you have time limits, but I didn't know that I could ask a professor to put a book on reserve. I thought the professors make that kind of decision at the beginning of the semester.
Oh, they can put books on reserve at any time during the semester.
Reserving books seems a bit unfair. What if someone who's not in the class wants to use the book?
That's why I said some copies.
Ah, well, I'll certainly talk to my professor about it tomorrow, but what am I going to do tonight?
I guess you could walk around the poli-sci section and look at the books waiting to be reshelved.
There do seem to be more than normal.
We're a little short-staffed right now. Someone quit recently, so things aren't getting reshelved as quickly as usual. I don't think they've hired a replacement yet, so, yeah, the unshelved books can get a bit out of hand.
This may sound a bit weird, but I've been thinking about getting a job. I've never worked in a library before, but...
Well, that's not a requirement. The job might still be open.
At the beginning of the semester, we were swamped with applications, but I guess everyone who wants a job has one by now.
What can you tell me about the job?
Well, we work between 6 and 10 hours a week, so it's a reasonable amount. Usually we can pick the hours we want to work, but since you'd be starting so late in the semester, I'm not sure how that would work for you. And, we get paid the normal university rates for student employees.
So who do I talk to?
I guess you talk to Dr. Jenkins, the head librarian. She does the hiring.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a library employee.
Excuse me, I received a letter that I'm supposed to return a book that I checked out back in September. It's called Modern Social Problems. But I'm writing my senior thesis, so I thought I was allowed to keep the book for the whole academic year.
So you signed up for extended borrowing privileges?
Yeah.
And we're still asking you to bring the book back?
Uh-huh. Do I really have to?
Well, let me check the computer. The title was Modern Social Problems?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's been recalled. You can keep it all year as long as no one else requests it, but someone else has. It looks like one of the professors in the sociology department, so you have to bring it back. You can check it out again when it's returned in a couple of weeks.
Well, what if the person renews it, and I really need it right now?
All of it? Or is there a certain section or chapter you're working with?
Well, there's one chapter in particular I'm working with, but why?
Well, we normally don't do this, but because of the circumstances, we can photocopy up to one chapter of the book for you. Why don't you do that for the one you're working with right now? And by the time you need the rest of the book, maybe it'll have been returned.
Oh, that would be great.
Do you have it with you?
No, it's in my dorm room. These are books I want to check out today. Is it okay if I bring that by in a couple days?
Actually, the due date is tomorrow. After that, there will be a $2 per day fine. But you need to return it today if you want to check out any books today. That's our policy.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, not a lot of people realize that. In fact, every semester we get a few students who have had their borrowing privileges suspended completely because they haven't returned books. They're allowed to use books only in the library. They're not allowed to check anything out because of unreturned books.
That's not good. I guess I should head back down to the dorm right now.
But before you go, what you should do is fill out a form requesting the book back in 2 weeks. Then the person who requested it won't be able to renew it, and you'll get it back quickly.
I'll do that right now.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a clerk in the bookstore.
Hi. Can you tell me where to find New Kind of Science by Stephen Wolfram?
Okay.
I couldn't find it.
Okay, let me look it up on the computer for you. Who'd you say the author was?
It's Stephen Wolfram.
Okay, let's see. No, it's not coming up. I'm not seeing it. This is for a class here at the university, right?
Yeah, it's a assigned reading for a class I'm taking.
It's for this semester, right? You're not buying it in advance for next year or anything.
No, it's for a class I'm taking now. Oh, you know what? It's for a graduate class. Would that maybe make a difference? I mean, I am an undergrad, but I'm just taking this one class in the graduate department, so...
No, I don't think that's it. That shouldn't make any difference, but, let me see. Maybe it's just... It could be that whoever entered it misspelled the title or the author's name, so I can't find it on the computer, and I can't tell if it's sold out. But if it is sold out, we would probably be getting a new shipment within about a week or so.
Okay. Well, I was hoping to get it sooner because, we already have assignments and, I mean, I guess I could get it from the library.
Right, of course. But I'm trying to check. If we've ordered more, then that back order information should be in the computer, too. Let's see. Back order, Wolfram, Stephen... No, I'm not seeing it. I'm sorry, we just don't seem to carry it. This is odd, though. What's your professor's name? I could try searching for his or her classes in the database. That might help.
Okay, it's Professor Kane.
K-A-N-E?
No, it's Professor Kane, K-A-Y-N-E. He's in the computer science department.
Oh, it's for a computer science course, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that must be it. Computer science books are sold across the street in the computer store.
Oh. Are there signs up anywhere?
I don't know.
Maybe they should put some up. Could have saved us both some time.
Yeah, well, anyway, I'll bet that's the problem. Check across the street. I'll bet they have it, but if not, come back and I'll help you find it somewhere else. I can call around to see if other bookstores might have it, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.